Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Stanford Howard with the November 20th Thursday edition of the Hgp Sportscast. In hockey, wins for Saints ladies, GCC men, and Old Fort on the opening night of the Diamond Mineral Water Indoor Hockey Festival at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. More in this report. The Diamond Mineral Water Indoor Hockey Festival went off with a bang on the opening night with a young Saints team suffering an opening defeat to GCC in the men's clash of the evening. But a modest 2-1 score showed that Saints has improved to being within striking distance of the country's top sides. 2 penalty corner goals in the first half by Stephen Javier and Kevin Spencer were enough to give GCC the win, as Saints only managed 1 field goal from Sion Sukai for that match. The Saints ladies were first to celebrate victory in this year's festival with a 4-2 win over Red Wine in the Exxon Mobil Ladies competition, while the GBTI GCC Tigers predictably secure an easy 8-1 victory over the Spartans. Old Fort got the better of Vintage GCC by 5-3 in the Lone Lucozade Veterans Division match of the evening. The Lucozade Veterans Division was a highly contested affair as Vintage got off to an early start through Kevin Spencer in the 2nd minute. Old Fort would respond in fine fashion, however, and despite the scores being level at 2-all at halftime, pulled off a 5-3 victory. The Old Fort goals were scored by Jason DeSantos too, John Abrams, Adrian Brandt, and Dwight Sullivan. Vintage got their 3 goals through Kevin Spencer, double, and 1 from Dwayne Scott. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard. In basketball news, Powerhouses Guyana continue preparation going through their first training sessions as the 3 friendly matchup against Grenada draws closer. On Wednesday evening, the locals went through their first training sessions at the National Gymnasium with speed the order of the day. For the remainder of the week, training sessions will be carried out at the Burnham basketball court. In football, GFF sets the record straight on the absence of medical personnel at the GFF's female championship held recently. The match in question was played on November 23rd at the National Training Center, Providence, where a player was injured. Jaden Samuels tells us more.
The Guyana Football Federation is setting the record straight in relation to recent criticisms regarding an unofficial friendly match. According to the Guyana Football Federation, all elite leagues outfits, as per regulation, must have their medical personnel present at every match. A female championship featuring the ladies from Fruta Conquerors and the Guyana Police Force was turned into a friendly match after both teams showed up late for an earlier encounter. All of this took place with the full involvement of the tournament coordinator, Mr. Wayne Wigidover, who informed that the match began at around 15 hours and was scheduled for 1 hour. However, when the friendly began, it was all good until the last 10 minutes before the whistle, when a head-on collision resulted in a knee injury. Meanwhile, medical personnel was contracted to be at the venue for the official commencement, but due to unforeseen circumstances, they were not in attendance, according to the GFF, reassuring that medical personnel would be at every match of the tournament as the Federation takes seriously the health and well-being of its players. This is a responsibility that has always been upheld with the highest possible standards and would continue to be treated this way, the Federation stated in a release. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport.
Thank you, Jaden. In cricket news, the Windies continue their dominance over the Afghans in the lone test on day 2, as the series is likely to be wrapped up in the 3rd day. More in this report. The Windies seem to have a grip on the spin pitch over in the Asian continent as they continue to face Afghanistan in the lone test match of the tour. The Afghans on the opening day managed just a paltry 187 runs all out as the Antiguan-bred Rakeem Cornwall masterminded the destruction of the batting order for the Afghans as he picked up a career-best figures of 7 wickets for 75 runs in 25.3 overs. The West Indies in their first innings saw the batting order closing the first day with 62 for 2. On day 2, the Windies continue with their strong pursuit of the small target, with Shamar Brooks producing 111 and John Campbell 55 that had the West Indies in cruise control, with Shane Dorridge contributing 42. This culminated with the Windies at 277 all out. The Afghanistan failed once again with the bat in their second innings, as Cornwall and Chase had a double attack with the spin and took 3 wickets apiece. Javed Ahmad with a 62 and Abram Zandran with 23 runs were the only 2 batsmen to get into double figures. The Afghans finished the second day on 109 for 7 with a lead of 19 runs going into the third day. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard. And finally, West Indies have named the squad to face the Indians following the one-off test match against Afghanistan. The Indians will take on the Caribbean side in 3 one-days and 3 T20 internationals, with a test culminating the matches for this year. The squad reads Kair Pierre, Nicholas Puran, Romario Shepherd, Hayden Walsh Jr., Kieron Pollard captain, Fabian Allen, Sheldon Cottrell, Shemron Hetty-Meyer, Jason Holder, Brandon King, Evan Lewis, Kimo Paul, Dinesh Ramdin, Sharfan Rutherford, and Lendell Simmons. And that's all we have for this edition of the HGP Sportscast. But do remember, many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing that it is not fish thereafter. Over to you, Colwyn. Goodbye.